Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am here today. Been following a few other streamers of Farm Sim 25, and I noticed one of the guys I've been watching, well, a couple of them actually, were doing a series that I missed called the One Tile Challenge. It takes place here on Calmlands. Let me go up in here and show you. So this is Calmlands in case you haven't played it or looked at it yet. Now the One Tile Challenge is just that, one tile. This is all the area we can own. And this is coming from Zork Farms. He is a streamer I follow, and he did this challenge, and I thought I'd take up the mantle. So we get just field 46. That is it. That is all we're allowed to own. On top of that, we are required to purchase this farm, the 1206 Ultra, which is the more expensive and more powerful version of it, as well as this JL50 cargo trailer and this barn. Now we can get rid of the barn, but we must keep the trailer and the tractor. Those got to stay with us permanently while we build up our farm here. So with that in mind, what we've gone ahead and done is we set up our farmland, purchased it, got our trailer and our tractor, and now we're going to go ahead and get started on this. First thing I'm going to do, which Northern Farms Sim also did, is I'm going to get rid of this barn. I don't see it lasting long for us, so let's go ahead, sell that, get our money back. Boom. We ain't got to worry about that no more. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto my tractor here, start her up. Oh, another thing is you start with $100,000 in the bank and a $500,000 loan that we must pay off. So I'm going to set this right about here. Okay, I think that's still on our land. Let's take it over this way a little bit further. Right about here should be the neighbor's property. We're going to leave it there for now. We will go buy a lawnmower, and we will mow the entire property. I haven't decided if we'll do silage yet with it or just grass, straight up grass, but we will do something with it. So we're going to mow our property, and then we will sell all that to get us a little extra income before we figure out what else we're going to do. Let's just park right about here. Another thing that Zork said was put it on hard mode, which we have. I even turned on periodic plowing, which I don't normally do. Wrong trigger. And then I put a fixed visual month on just because that's my personal preference. And so it'll stay like that. But for the most part, it's on hard mode. Everything's up. Make it more difficult on us. Make it last a little longer. Let's see what... Ooh. We're going to need that at some point. I say we go ahead and purchase that right now with the bigger extension. Just because it's cheap compared to normal. That'll save us money in the long run. So we'll do that. Alright. Now, mower. Let's see. We want to keep it somewhat cheap, but functional. We could go with that, which is only a 4 meter. That's a 2 meter. 1.8. 3, 3, 2. That's a 4 meter, but whew, look at the price on that bad boy. That's a 3. We might go with this one. I would love to go with this, but I don't like that price point right now. So yeah, I think even though it's not 4 meters like this thing is, I don't really care for the double bar mower. So I think we'll go ahead and try this one out, see how it does. And I'm more of a charcoal gray or black kind of guy. I don't really like the looks of that one though. Oh, that looks fine. And yeah, so we'll take that. We'll go ahead and transport these items back towards the farm first. And we can't really mow the grass yet because it's not in the right growth stage yet. I think we need to wait 1, maybe 2 months before we can actually mow it. And I don't want to lose the potential profit of all this grass by just tilling it under, turning it into a field. So we're just going to wait. We'll skip 2 months just to make sure we're actually getting it to the right growth stage. And then we'll start mowing and go from there. Ooh, this thing is rough. Look at that. Paint chipping already. We'll still have to find a header for it later on, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. Now, something else I did that I don't normally do is I did put the seasonal growth on. Normally I turn that off because I'm just trying to have fun and play and whatnot, but for this challenge I did turn it on to make it a little harder on us, to make us have to work a little harder, figure things out, and keep revenue streams coming. So that's one thing we will have to deal with. We also need to figure out the layout of our farm that we're going to build. So that's one more thing we got to consider. Oh, I will be playing with mods to make some things easier and other things not. As far as like silage goes, we're going to stay away from anything that produces it super quick. We want to make it a little harder, a little slower. So that's going to be one thing we look at. Like, how fast is it going to produce it? And even if it does produce it within, like, say, an hour, we're not going to sell it till the next day, because that's how the bales work. So we're going to stick to that, same as Zork and Northern Farms. But these are things we got to look at and consider as well, you know. Alright, let's get us at least a house set up. Right there, right on the edge of our property. So we know that this is one corner of our property. Alright, so we'll just leave that for now. Like I said, we'll just skip ahead for 2 months, make sure we get to the right growth stage. Okay. So bear with me as we skip through time here. One more month just to be safe. Now, one thing I have considered doing is adding days to the challenge. I'm not sure how that would work yet. Alright, that should be plenty of time for the growth stage. I hope this mower doesn't just get rid of the grass. I've had a few that actually did that. I was not happy about it. Okay, it doesn't look like this one will. We also want to stay as close to the line as possible. Try to etch out our borders here. Yeah, we will be doing this for a while, unfortunately. I figured I'd do the first video as a live, which I know can be long, tedious, and boring. But I find doing the first video as live makes it easier on me to figure out what I'm doing, and if anybody gets on, I can take comments and suggestions on things that they think I should do to help with the challenges, and so that's my viewpoint of it all. Just a way to interact, get your inputs while doing it. And also, you guys get the full experience of what I'm doing and my thought processes as I'm doing it. Should be end up here somewhere. Now we should be going this way. And our next corner should be coming up here soon. One thing I will do once we're making decent money, and it's somewhat of a cheat, but it won't be a permanent thing, is, let me pause here a second, go to the map and show you. Eventually, what I want to do is buy this plot. I know, I said that we're not allowed to do that, but we're not going to buy it to farm. What I want to do is buy it, paint a road that goes from our property to here, so we're not just driving through grass. And then as soon as we're done doing that, we'll sell it. So we're not keeping the property, we're not farming it. We're staying within our confines right here on this farm. But we will do that so that we have that property, or so that we have a road from our property to the sell point, you know, or to the shop, I should say. And now from here, we just basically just aim our tractor at our our home and drive towards it. Try to keep it as straight as possible. And this is going to take us some time to do this, unfortunately. We got to think about the future. You know, we can't just waste all our money buying equipment and stuff. We got to look at what we can do to help keep money coming in, because we do got that loan we got to pay off. So every month we're going to be losing money. And if we go and look at our finances right now, you will see, where's the loan interest? We're paying about $1,666 a month on interest for our loan. We got to take that into account with everything we do. All right, and we just keep doing this. And I know our outlining area should be coming up here soon. Alright, now we can just start going and doing some ups and downs. And whatever else we want to do just to get it finished. Unfortunately, we don't have GPS that we can use because this is not a field, but it will be at some point. I think one thing I will do, I believe it's under productions, maybe. Right here, we can actually do this right now. We could set it like right here if we wanted. Because I think this upper area is going to be our farmyard, and all that'll be our farm. Since there's no grass here, it wouldn't affect anything. So as we collect our grass, we can send it here to be fermented into silage. And that does both silage and hay, if I'm correct. I've never actually used it. I saw Zork drop it down on his farm, and I believe I saw that it did silage and hay. So, and it wasn't one of them unrealistic ones that happens like instantly. It takes time, which is what we want to happen. Doing it this way will give us a rough idea of how much land we actually have for laying out our fields and animal pastures and items like that. You know, I saw Northern Farms did it this way, and it when I was looking at it, I was like, that is a good idea. You get the outline of where you can work within, and you know, you're not worrying about is this field going to be outside my lines? Am I not going to be able to hit the whole thing? You basically know where your fields are and what you own, what you don't. Yeah, we'll just keep going and get this finished, and eventually we'll start looking at other productions and crops and things of that nature to figure out what all we're going to do to make our little small farm properly functional. I have no clue what I want to do yet, but I will figure out what to do. This challenge is going to be interesting, that's for sure. I see we have a viewer. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Please feel free to leave a comment. As you're just joining, we are doing the one tile challenge. We're just now getting started on it. It's going to be a long time mowing right now, unfortunately. But we are going to do our best to make this challenge functional and work. It's times like this I wish I could afford bigger equipment, but we just don't have the money, so we do what we can. I have considered whether to put this in the bales or to get a forage wagon. I will go through and look at pricing to figure out which is the best option for us. Or for me, I should say. But really, it is us. I mean, you're along for the journey as well. And let's set this to auto cruise control real quick. Take a look at our options. So balers, we could do 22 grand for that. 60s, these are all pretty pricey. Whereas a forage wagon, we could probably get cheaper. Well, 30. So really, it's a tough call. Let's just stop here for a second. So if we do, say we do the $22,000 baler. All right. That only does 120 centimeter bale. Now, if we want to get a wagon that accepts that size, we got another, call it 21 grand for that. Looks like these ones would take it as well. So we could do this wagon here for 6 grand. Or 8 grand for this wagon. This one I believe holds, 153 bales. So we could do that wagon with the baler. Or we could do a forage wagon for 30. Because we can't wrap these bales. So that's one downfall. So yeah, we just gotta think about it carefully, play around with the idea, watch our money. And actually, I've made a decision already. We will do the $22,000. We'll pay a little extra for a wider width, so we don't need to worry about a windrower. Kind of cheating, I know, but that's just the way I like it. No, we're not leasing. We're trying to... There it is. Okay. We'll just call it Al's Farm. I don't like that. That's better. And go ahead and get the wagon to go along with it. Auto load. We'll do weathered because I like things to look a little older. Pre-76, so it would be an old one at that point. So yeah, we'll finish baling this all up, or mowing this all up, and then we'll grab the baler, bale it up, grab the wagon, and start transporting. Alright, yeah, this is taking a while. We expected it to take a while, to be honest. I do want to look into some generators as well to help offset that loan. Not sure what kind of generators we'll use, but I do want to find something that'll help offset the loans a little bit. And we have some options. Like, I don't want anything too unrealistic. You know, I want to stay somewhat realistic. So, like, we could use the propane. Maybe these here. Or even these. Like, there's options out there. We can figure it out as time goes on. Yeah, making sure I'm getting it all up behind us. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes in first person view. here comes the pole that we'll be placing down for our silage and possibly hay production. Yep, just a nice long drive here. Oh, we missed a strip here. So we'll hit that strip real quick. I had a feeling we were missing it. There we go. Much better. Let's see here. As you can tell, this is a mighty big field that we are working. So we have a fair amount of area for putting in fields and productions and animals if we lay it out proper. The big thing is going to be figuring out where to place everything to fit it and still make it look somewhat presentable and decent. Yes, this is looking nice. I'm glad I went with this mower. I don't really care for the side mowers all that much. I feel like there's too much chance to miss stuff with them. At least when I use them anyway. I hit the wrong button again. There we go. Yeah, I just really don't like those side ones like the Coon. When I do mowers, I usually stick with what I have here, or I will use, show it real quick, this set here, that one and that one, or that. Or like the Batwing. I really like the Batwing. But it's a little out of our price range at the moment, you know. We're trying to save as much cash as we can. Like, normally I would have waited to get that harvester, but with it being on sale like it was, knowing that we will be planting crops, I'm more than happy to pick it up now and just hold on to it. And we'll just have to keep an eye out for a header. Or buy it new, which I have no issues doing. Like the header for that tractor. Ooh, 17 grand for a fertilizer limer. Let's see, that's Brettle. How much is that new? $45. Oh yeah. We kind of need to jump on that as is. But like I was saying, the header for that harvester, I believe that's what we got, was the 310. Let's take a stock of that real quick. I believe we got the Massey Ferguson 310. Yeah. So if we look at the harvester head for the 310, oh, we can afford that. Yeah, so we'll just pick that up later. But now we're set for a harvester. We have a trailer. All we need now is a planter, seeder, plow. Definitely need a plow. So we'll keep an eye on the used market. If not, we'll just be picking this one up here most likely. Or that requires more horsepower than we got. We might try getting that one anyway. Why does this say Unreal? Oh, it can be a mulcher as well. Okay, no thanks. We might go with that one and see if we can't pull it. If not, we'll just sell it back and then get that one. Alright, what am I missing back here? Wait a bit. Trying to do too many things at once. Yeah. Still need to figure out a way to offset that loan. Let's look into these generators. Oh, we don't have 30 grand. This says 9,600 a month, but it's actually 4 grand a month. Yeah. Which is a real thing. I mean, I have family that own farms, and they do get government subsidies. And some of them are quite large, to be honest. Like, I could see 4 grand being a reasonable amount for something like that. For this challenge and whatnot. It'd bring a little bit of income to the farm. Not an overly exaggerating amount, but a fair amount. But I think we could do something like this. Yeah, we might do something like that. We'll wait until we get all this mowed and picked up. There we go. This will take us quite a long time. Oh, so long of a time. Well, let's be honest, this first episode's gonna be the hardest to watch and the longest because of this right here. I could have went a different route and not did this, but I know that by doing this, we will make a good sum of money that will help us in the long term. And this is all about the long term. Getting that $500,000 loan paid off and building up a good, successful farm. And if we didn't pick up all this grass, mow it, pick it all up, sell it, or turn it to silage or hay or whatever, we'd be losing on potential profit. So it's tedious, it takes time, and it makes you want to rip your hair out, but it pays off. After this, it'll be tending to the sheep, cattle, goat, pigs, chickens, whatever it is we decide to get. Tending to our fields, dealing with any other productions we decide to put down. And yeah, there'll be some mowing, because, we're going to have at least one field that's grass for whatever animal we decide to farm. But overall, it's going to be just day-to-day chores. It's this first day's challenge that's going to be the longest and hardest to deal with. But like I said, it'll pay for itself in the end, and I'm okay with that. Suffer now to enjoy later. That's my thought process. And we might move things around, like that house that we're staying in, the little hobo cabin, might not stay where it is. We may move things around and whatnot in the future. Right now, I was just using that as a way to mark at least one of the corners of my property. We may want to stick it into the middle of the property and build around it from there. We may want to leave it. I don't know. We will see how things fit later on. That's the beauty of a challenge like this. You don't have to do what others are doing, as long as you keep it challenging. You can do it how you please, for the most part. Follow the rules that were laid out, and then figure out a way to make it work. I seen videos where people were laying down trees to use for later productions. I won't do that because I don't care for forestry on here much anyway. I don't like the mechanics of it. I struggle with it, so I tend to stay away from it as much as possible. But there are those that enjoy stuff like that. That's good. They can enjoy that. That'll work for them. If I were to place down trees, it'd be simply for aesthetics to make it look nicer. And then I saw people doing salt farm. I've never done that before. I don't know how good it is, how bad it is. But hey, they seem to like the idea. I see people doing greenhouses, some doing strictly farm plots to start out with. I mean, it's really up to you how you're going to make this challenge work and build your own farm. And like I said, for me, I'm going to start out by mowing the entire, excuse me, the entire plot that we own. Pick up the grass and use it to turn into silage to make money to figure out productions and stuff like that later on. I have an idea for greenhouses or open air greenhouses, something that I might do. I'm thinking about doing goats because I do enjoy goats in real life as well as on here. I also enjoy sheep, pigs, cattle, chicken, both dairy and beef cattle. Like I said before, a lot of my family do farm. And growing up, we had chickens and other livestock, horses and whatnot that I was around, and I enjoyed that. Honestly, if I had the opportunity, I'd be running a farm right now in real life. I just haven't had the opportunity. I don't have the land or the money to get the land. But the first chance I get, I will, believe you me, be getting myself a farm again. And it doesn't even have to be a big farm. If I could get, say, 10 acres, I would be happy. Because with 10 acres, I could have probably 4 cows, 5 cows maybe, 3 beef, 2 dairy. I could get some chickens, maybe 1 or 2 pigs that I could raise for slaughter. You know, have some fields for growing up things like wheat, corn, hay, and I'd be happy just to live like that, you know. Grow animals to eat myself. Just a small place for me and my family. Now, if I could get a bigger farm and whatnot, I would love that as well, but I don't foresee that happening. I figure I'll have to settle for something smaller, and I'm okay with that. I believe my one cousin has a small farm that has some cows, sheep, pigs, and chicken. They only have like, what was it? 9 acres of land total, I think. Maybe it was 10 or 12. But they don't have a lot of farmland. They seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. But that's beside the point. Let's get back to this one tile challenge, shall we? And I'm thinking we're going to do some greenhouses on here. We will get some goat, sheep. Or maybe we'll do some cows or water buffalo. Something like that. I'm leaning more towards goats because I like dealing with goat milk and I know it brings in a fair profit. Especially if we bottle it and make cheeses and stuff with it. Which is something else we could do. We could sell the goat milk. Or we could put it into a production to make it worth even more. Like start out just selling the goat milk, build up a production later, start adding it to the production, and just go that route. You know, times like this, I wish this was in a field. I could set a worker to it. Just send them out to do the work while we got other stuff taken care of. I'm actually thinking about taking a break from mowing, getting the hay baler and baling up this grass, seeing where we're at right now. I mean, all of it's going to be going straight into the fermenter anyway. Yeah, if I did that, I could actually look into putting down the sheep right now too, or the goat. And that would break up the monotony of mowing for a little bit as well. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll get to the end of this row here, drop off the mower, run grab the hay baler real quick, bale up what we have, break up the monotony of doing this for a minute, and then come back and finish up. Alright, off to go do that real quick. Yeah, I took a break from watching YouTube for a while, so I missed out on when Zork and Northern Farm started this one tile challenge. Like, I know Zork started it, and then Northern Farm started doing it afterwards. I mean, they're both friends, from my understanding. So they tend to do things their own ways, but at the same time, like, follow each other's channels and whatnot, if that makes sense. Oh, traffic on this map. Oh, I considered putting a cab on this tractor. I might do it later on. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long at all with this modded out baler. I wish I could get a mod for it that would make it so I can run at a faster pace, but that just hasn't came yet. I do know there is a mow anywhere mod. I have not picked it up yet because I don't care for it. With the mow anywhere mod, there doesn't seem to be a way to combine that with the liftable bales mod, which I prefer because some bales, you go to stack them and they just don't want to work with you. So it's nice to be able to just pick them up and move them around to fix up a stack or something if it gets messed up, instead of having to grab the tractor, go back and fix it. Excuse me. I also use the liftable pallets mod. Personal preference again. Sometimes it's not necessary to go grab a pallet fork or whatever. If you're in the middle of something and it's just in your way, you want to move it. It's nice to be able to just pick it up, move it out the way real quick. Alright, now we'll go down this way. Wow, we're already at 54 bales. It's not really saying much considering how small these bales are, but I know once we hit a certain number, I think it's like 250, it won't let me make any more bales until I get rid of the ones I have. And that's kind of annoying at times because you be in the middle of a field or something and oh, you got too many bales, sell some before you can make more. Like, no, in real life, that's not how it works. You just keep going until you're done. This might not be the right length. Yeah, that'll work. Yep. Just keep plugging along. We'll save that front section for when we go to pick up the wagon. Oh no, I messed up already. There we go. Wasn't much, but it was enough to throw me off. Still too far out. We'll have to come back, clean that up a little later. There we go. We'll stay on this line here, and that should be perfectly fine. Like I said, we'll have to go back, clean up that one edge real quick. After we go down, we'll come back up on it. And we are, what, 160 bales right now? Beautiful. All right. Look at that line of bales going down. We've almost maxed out how many bales we can pick up. And there it is. So it's 198 bales. So 200 bales total is what we're allowed to do before it shuts you off. So we'll go grab the trailer, come back, pick all these up, put them in the fermenter, and see if it'll let us continue. Times like this, I wish I had extra tractors. So at some point we will get more tractors. Turn on the auto load, operating position. And just drive along picking up the bales. And we just keep the bales in the middle like so. We should be good to go. Go up and around these trees. And do the same thing here. We'll come back for the stragglers. Oh no! Okay, careful, careful, careful. Don't want to break the wagon. Which can happen. I have done it on here. There's another playthrough I'm doing that's just for me. And I actually broke the wheel off of this wagon, and I could not move it anymore. I had to unload the bales that I had on it and sell it because I couldn't move. Oh. I wasn't paying attention. I already got a full wagon here. Okay. That being said, let's get to our trigger. This is what I mean, like, it's nice to be able to just pick that up and move it over. And now we can just go back down here. Oh, did not see that one. Okay. At least we picked it up. All right. And again, back to the trigger. Perfect. Okay. Let's see if this is lined up. Okay, that looks good. Just drive down and drop more bales. This field is going to net us a ton of bales. Oh, small bales, I should correct myself on that. A ton of small bales. Okay. If I remember correctly, we had some on the side here we needed to hit because we weren't lined up proper. Okay. A little bit there. Now we're going to go up quite a ways, and we'll be a little bit more up here, I believe. And now we'll do this headland area. Isn't this relaxing, folks? Just sitting here doing our daily chores. Look at that beautiful harvester right there. We still got to pick up the header and the fertilizer / lime spreader that we picked up. Alright. Now we'll drop this over here, pick up the wagon again, pick up the last little bit of bales, and then start mowing. Alright, make sure this is on operating. Yep. And here we go. Let's pick up these last few bales, throw them in the fermenter. Let's see. Oh boy. We're bouncing around everywhere again. And that should be all for down here. Now we just gotta get that headland. And then we will drop them in the fermenter. Then we will finish mowing. And after we finish mowing, we will call this a day, go to the next month. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot more we can do at this point. Except maybe lay down some generators to help offset the loan's interest rate. There we go. That is starting to pile up nicely right there. We still haven't turned it on, so we gotta remember to do that before we go to the next day or month, whatever you want to call it. Now, back to this tedious job again. All right, let's look at our generators. Because I know if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget. I think we'll go with these. And we will set the on our corners for now. Okay, that's all we can do for right now. We'll do the next one another day. But that'll be our little corner markers that we use currently. And eventually I want to fence off the area. Like we'll have an area where we come in and out at. And then the rest of it we're going to fence off so that it looks like it's just our property. We know where our lines are. Yeah, I think that's what I might do. Let's see. Back again. Like I mentioned before, this is going to be the most tedious video to watch, getting it all set up. Like, just doing this grass up and down, I mean, it takes forever, especially when you're doing it live. It's hard to watch. I mean, it's even harder just to sit here and do it, because there's so much more I'd rather be doing. But yeah, overall I'm happy with it. We gotta plan out sheds and barns and stuff for our equipment. And then we gotta figure out where we're going to put the animals, where we're gonna put productions, where our fields will be located. I mean, that fermenter right there, I don't know if that's where I want it to be permanently. Right now, that's where it is, but what about later on? Do I want to keep it there? Do I want to move it to a new location? Is it going to mess around? Is it going to mess up with my layout, you know? But right now, it's fine where it is. Once we empty it out completely and figured out where we want everything, we can sell it, rebuy it. I mean, it was only $2,000. It's not too bad. But for now, it's in a decent location. It's kind of out of the way. And we can plan around it for right now. And if you think about it, it's already doing its job. I mean, we filled up quite a bit of the grass into it. And it's doing what we want it to do, which is preparing the grass to be turned into hay and silage. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do just silage in it or if I'll do hay and silage. Because if I do hay and silage, we could use that for the animals later too. Especially if I do cows or water buffalo. I mean, that right there, that's most of your TMR mix. And we've already got it in production in one spot. So yeah, we'll just keep plugging away at this field, getting it all mowed up, picked up, and yeah, that's it. I really don't have a whole lot more to talk about at this point. I mean, we've been streaming for what, an hour and a half already, and we've barely done anything. Eh, I'd say we're what, about halfway finished. Let's take a look at the drone here. A little under half. We got a bit of a ways to go, but we're getting there. It's times like this I wish I had bigger mowers. The worst part is this particular tractor, we can't put anything on the front of it. So even if I got the type of mowers that I like, we couldn't really use it now anyway. But we will definitely put this down in the upgrade soon category. I think when we get the money, let's see what's in here. Nothing. Let's see. We will upgrade it to the 7-meter Batwing. Yeah, we're gonna go with the 7-meter Batwing. I'd like to do this, but we'd have to get a different tractor for that. So the Batwing is what we'd upgrade to. Yep, that's the goal. Hasn't been a whole lot of love given up on the chat today. I almost feel like I'm here by myself. I mean, I don't mind if that's the case. I play the game mostly because I love doing it, and I stream and whatnot just because I know there are people out there that enjoy watching it, and I want to try to give them some decent content. But I also know I'm not very good at it. Like, personality wise, I'm a very quiet person. I don't like talking a lot. So doing all this, it's kind of hard for me. It pulls me into an uncomfortable area. But I try to keep myself talking at times. And I also know that there are times where I'll be streaming live or something and I just end up going quiet. And then it's like, oh, I'm streaming. I gotta start talking. And so when that happens, I do apologize, but that's just my personality. Another part of it is I do a lot of deep thinking and trying to figure out my next step, my next move, what I want to get done, and stuff like that. Alright. Feel like we should have been done with this field by now, but oof, it is a big one. And Now we gotta go down again. Okay, let's see where. So, quick question for the viewers out there. Anybody else watch Clarkson's Farm? If so, leave a comment on your thoughts on that show. I enjoy that show. I think it's hilarious to watch Jeremy Clarkson try and farm. Love Caleb. He's the one holding that together. Him and Charlie. And but yeah, Jeremy Clarkson trying to learn how to farm is hilarious to watch. Yeah, I can't wait for the next season to come out, hoping that there is a next season. One thing I don't like about it is how he starts things and it seems like he doesn't finish them. Like he started with the sheep, basically got rid of them. You never see the sheep anymore. And, you know, the bees, you don't really see how that's going anymore. So it's just things like that. Like he starts little projects, gets you invested in how it's going, and then it's gone. So now we just keep doing this. I know it's boring to watch. A lot of you are gonna pop in, see it, be like, nope, and pop out. And I'm okay with that. If you don't want to stick around, you don't have to. I'm not gonna say, hey, stick here, chat with me, do this. But the future videos, some of them will be recorded previous, and I'll edit for stuff like this to be gone. And others will be live. It'll be somewhat tedious, but that's just the life of a YouTuber, I guess. I play on the PS5. I don't really have a good way of editing material, but I'm learning. Like, I don't have a computer that I can use to transfer the video to and edit and all that. I don't know how to do all that. I mean, I'm pushing 40 years old, okay? I'm not a tech savvy youngster, but I enjoy doing what I do. And I put out the content that I'm capable of putting out, which isn't the best. There's much better videos and channels out there, but I enjoy putting out what I can and sharing it with everybody. Like, for those of you who don't have PS5 or PlayStation at all, PlayStation has a app, I guess you'd call it, that allows you to edit videos and everything, but it's not the best. Like it's very limited as to what you can and can't do on it, and it's not the easiest to figure out. And that's what I use. It's actually I'll have to back out of the game for a second, so you're gonna see a blue or black screen. It's called PlayStation Share Factory Studio, and that's what I use to edit my videos. And like I said, it's not made for people like me that aren't tech savvy, but I can figure out little things, do this, that, and the other, but I'm getting better at it. I wish I knew how to bring in other stuff to make it better. I just don't know how yet. So I also wish I knew how to export my videos from the PlayStation to a computer so that I could edit on the computer and whatnot. So if any of you know how to do that, reach out, let me know, because I have no clue how to do stuff like that. That's basically why you'll see most of my videos being live stream and whatnot, is that's what I know how to do easily. Okay, according to the map, it looks like we're about halfway across our field now, or our property, I should say. So that's good. We're getting close to being done. And there we go. I might have to end this stream, finish all this up off video, and then I'll just record and show you the aftermath of me picking up the bales or whatever, and then move on to the next month, because it is getting kind of late. I'm gonna have to figure out dinner here in a bit. Let's see here. I might just do that. Make a couple more passes before I make a final decision on what I want to do here. Oh, I hate when I do that. I'm trying to tell it to lower, and it's trying to tell the game to give me a worker, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, if I don't press my buttons just enough with the right amount of pressure, it don't register, and I know it's because I need a new controller. I just can't afford it. Let's see here. These aren't the straightest of lines, are they? Yeah, I think this will be my last pass. My kids are over here looking at me like, are you gonna feed me? So I'm gonna have to hop off, figure out dinner, and then I might come back on. I don't know yet. So we'll make this the last pass. End the stream for right now. And then I will be back to finish up at another time, I guess. I mean, I wanted to finish this whole field in one stream. But like I said, I'm just going to have to finish it offline. You guys know what we're doing. We're mowing this, baling it, picking it up, putting it in the fermenter. That's all that's going to happen. We already laid out our windmills or wind turbines for edge markers. We got our little hut over there that we're going to be living in. Might pick up the equipment. Actually, let's go ahead and pick up the equipment before I end the stream. That's one thing we can do real quick. We'll get this lined up. Yeah, I really want to get this other field just to build a road to go up and down on, because this is just ridiculous. You wouldn't do this in real life, driving through somebody else's fields like this. We got to get some kind of road built. Even in real life, if you're out in the middle of nowhere surrounded by other people's property, you get access roads built. So it seems only fair to do that here. So yeah, we'll get this down. Maybe clean up the yard a little bit, make it look better. You know, move our equipment to a better location. Come back, get the header for our combine. And that'll be it for this stream, I think. I mean, I could let my kids just starve until I'm done. They're all grown up enough. They could actually figure out dinner for themselves if it came down to it. I don't even know if I got propane left in my grill. The only thing I don't like about this trailer is the hitch. You know, it's kind of hard to deal with this. You can't really back it up. I mean, you can, but it's a pain. You know. Otherwise, I mean, it's a nice little wagon trailer. My family's had one of these for years. They're nice little trailers, but I don't know. Not my favorite thing in the world, that's for sure. It's kind of looking like an auction or a dealership over here. There we go, that's done. Okay, look at that traffic. Try to get up here to get stuff, and they just want to drive out of nowhere. Cause us problems. There we are. Not bad. Everything's clean, organized. Okay, I'll save this in case I lose power or anything. We do have a bad storm supposed to be coming eventually. And we are going to call the stream there. So I hope you all enjoyed. You guys have a great night.